Kari's here. Good evening.
Where do I sit?
Over here. Okay.
Yep. Thank you. How are you? Nice to see you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
On the mic.
Yeah,
Mic's on?
Yep, absolutely.
Those who...
Yep, that's on. Yeah.
Can you throw a rocket in, please?
Can everyone hear me?
Now it's less. Now it's less. It was higher before.
Then I won't get filled on my...
Hello. Use this one. Here you go. There we go. Use this one. It's easy.
Okay. Is that better? I'm not sure. A little bit more, please, Javor. I'm sorry for the initial delay there, folks, on the microphone. Welcome, everyone. And first of all, if I'd like to observe protocols, His Excellency, the Governor-General of Antigua and Barbuda, Dr. Sir Rodney Williams, and also the resident Commissioner for the UK High Commission, John Hamilton, our President, Elizabeth Jordan, founder of the National Sailing Academy, and also Bob Bailey, founder of Sailability. Many, many wonderful people here this evening, but I think especially these wonderful 11 sailors, and Don and Jane. What a journey from an initial conversation in the office with Elizabeth when we read All at Sea, and we read about this man called Don McIntyre. We kind of knew his name, and he was talking about starting this race, and he was deciding on whether he was going to bring it to Guadeloupe or Antigua. And I think it was one of my very first meetings as general manager, and Elizabeth said, "Should we write to him?" And we said, "Sure, come to Antigua." That's what we said, and that's where this partnership began. And it's been such a wonderful journey. It's so exciting for all of us here tonight to be here to hear the whole story from all of you. Just a few thank yous before we get going to Dennis Henry and his team at the Falmouth Ocean Club for this wonderful, wonderful venue. His team on the great food that you will be receiving, the team at the bar, Javor from our team, everybody that's been involved in bringing tonight together, and also to English Harbour Rum, you'll be hearing more about that, and the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Don, who is a much more interesting speaker than myself, and we can get tonight's festivities going. Thanks,
Okay,
Sharon.
thank you very much. First of all, Your Excellency, it's great to see you again. You were here when we all left, so more about that later. And to the British High Commissioner, yes, we have a lot of Brits in this race, you know. But anyway, so thank you very much for coming. And wow, there's a lot of people here. And I immediately think, wow, how good's that for the Sailing Academy? Look at all the money they're making. So thanks for having, coming, paying the entry fee, all that sort of stuff. We love being here, like as a venue. It's right up our alley, you know what I mean? We like the guys over there, but it's really cool. But this is us, and we really feel at home. So thank you very much, Elizabeth, for that early conversation. And there's lots of things happening in the future. So we're back. And I'd just like to shout out to Dennis as well. Thanks for the rib. Thanks for all the bits and pieces. Logistics is everything for us, so we really appreciate that as well. Before I get into the PowerPoint and we start talking about what's going on and the journey, we had a few technical issues with a video that we'd produced. And in the last few hours, Jane's put together something and chopped a few things around. So there's a 4-minute video that we're going to run. So we just drop this screen and get ready for the video. Just to give you a bit of a feel for some of the little things that happened. Okay, if we get the technology right, we go right back to the beginning. I think this is the right one. Okay, if we crank it up here. Where's it rolling? Yes. Louder.
People are blown away by the size of these little boats and how they can handle the seas. I think they're just blown away.
There was always a little doubt in my mind that I was going to be able to do it.
Most people thought it was crazy. They said, you'll never make it. A part of it for me was in defiance of that.
The highs and lows are very close to each other. There's a thin line between being lonely and feeling lost.
A bit louder.
That was a big day. It was fantastic. Great send-off as well. Except for Eric, who ended up on the beach. This was epic, you know, getting everything organised to get across the bridge and by land in Panama was just crazy, but we did it. That's the canal. Who'd want to go that way, you know? Plywood box bathtub. Oh, sorry. That was fun. Fiji, big stopover. A lot of maintenance and repairs there. Ouch. Okay, yeah. So as I say, we had a few little issues there to get coming up, but Rob did a bit of that and Jane did the rest of that. So anyway, but it's sort of like, wow, what a difference a day makes. But there's over 360 days in this race. I mean, they've been out there for 13 months. They're all back safely, which is really good. So you've gone through a whole cycle of Christmas, Easter, birthdays, you know, that whole thing. It's hard to quantify in a lot of ways. And I have to say, we all, you know, I say we all of these guys and Jane and I, we all were in a little bit of a shock by the time we got back. We couldn't cope, or we couldn't comprehend what had actually happened. And I think it's taken us all a few days to get used to the idea that we actually did all of this. Now, I think most of you know the general story, but we'll start now with a bit of a lead on a PowerPoint here. We'll just go to the first stage. Next one. Next, sorry. It starts from this little plywood box, not necessarily a bathtub. And the concept goes right back to a long way. You know, I've always liked small boats and so on, and it really came together when I was doing a Beauty on the Bounty recreation in 2010, sailing 4,000 miles in an open boat, basically. And I thought we could do a great race with that. And that evolved into the Class Globe 580 as a plywood boat that anyone could build that goes in a container, and you can ship it anywhere, and it's as safe as we can possibly make it, with the objective of going around the world. But for me personally, all I wanted to do was a race across the Atlantic. Okay, that was my personal passion. But we announced the Golden Globe back in 2019, 2020, right in the middle of COVID. And now we've got builders in 37 countries. We've sold, I think we're up to about 330 sets of plans. We've got active building about 120 boats, and the fleet is growing now rapidly. Okay, so, and the number of people now talking about 2029 is significant. You know, I think this is going to become a regular thing every 4 years, so that's good. But these guys and girls, everyone went into it not knowing. When we left here, we didn't know exactly what would happen during the year. There was anticipation, excitement, a bit of nervousness and all those sorts of things. Personally, I had a lot of faith in the boats, and I had a lot of faith in the sailors because they'd already sailed across the Atlantic. They got here, we left, and it's all worked out really well. I just want to give a shout out to Janusz Mederski, the designer in Poland. I spoke to 3 different designers about building a boat, and Janusz was the guy we went to because he was, I won't call it old school, but it was traditional. He had a lot of small boat experience. There was a lot of people building his other small boats, and he did a great job. The boat is without doubt very safe. So we discussed the concepts, and this is what evolved, and it's really good. So just a shout to the designer. Then what I want to do now is just talk about volunteers. The volunteers in the race, we wouldn't have been able to do it with a lot of volunteers doing different things. And, you know, it's part of the course. As you probably know, we don't have sponsors, but we make it happen. And I just wanted to really say thanks for our volunteers. And representing them all, Christine, do you want to come out? And we're going to give you a bulkhead plate here. Okay, so the only way you can get these bulkhead plates is to sail around the world. So we're only giving one plate out to volunteers, and I'm going to give it to Christine because she's been in basically every port. I think you've probably been in more than us, Jane and I. So this is on behalf of all of the volunteers. Christine, thank you very much for everything you do. Thank you. Okay. And that's relevant to the fact that we wouldn't have been able to start this race without the volunteers. So for all of those that have helped us around the world, thank you very much, and that goes for our other events that we do as well. So we then start the race, go to Panama in the first leg, and some of the boats were rushing, you know, some of the boats were still building, quite literally. It was a reasonable run into Panama, and then we had a month to get all the boats across, and it wasn't smooth, but we did it. We got them across. No one had ever done that before. We inadvertently breached a few of the rules. We weren't meant to go. You know, when you clear customs, you're meant to stay in the water and go. And we got stopped in the traffic a few times by police and things like that. But it all worked out at the end of the day. Then leaving from Panama, coming down to Mauritius and then across to Tahiti was an epic. The boats were out for months, literally. And, you know, lots of little things happened. Too many things to describe now, but they'll tell you all about this when they come up. And then we went to, ended up in Tonga, Fiji. I think you all know the course. It went round to, from Fiji, we went across to the top of Australia, into Thursday Island, then across to Mauritius. And then there's really quite intense situation where we'd all been talking about it for 4 years, going into the Southern Ocean with these little boats, even to the extent that I was doing risk assessment and management plans because the authorities could have stopped us. They've stopped small boats in the past when they arrive in Durban from continuing on around the Cape. They consider it to be too dangerous, and you have to go overland from Durban across to Cape Town. But it never happened with us. I think by the time we got there, all the authorities sort of respected us and it happened. So we got into Cape Town, but an interesting thing happened. It was challenging. There were storms, all that sort of thing. But by the time everyone was in Cape Town, there was a huge sense of relief because that was the biggest drama point for the entire race. Okay, and so from there, when we started out of Cape Town, you'll see if you followed the interviews, I was asking the entrants pertinent questions about how they felt having got to Cape Town. Okay, and the responses in those interviews were very interesting. They started to get a bit raw, and I then asked some questions because I knew what was going to happen, and it happened. When the fleet left Cape Town to Recife, probably more than half the fleet went into dark spaces, questioning why they were there, why were they doing this. You know, it was really challenging. They just wanted to get it over with, you know. And it was a very interesting reflection on the scope of the challenge, because my catch cry for this entire race is that these competent sailors in good little boats make it look too easy, and it's not. It's very difficult. What they've been through is very challenging, okay? And I won't say we're lucky, because you make your own luck, and everyone did a great job, and that's why everyone got through. So we got into Recife, and then the last leg, it was quite funny, Recife to here. Even I was pretty relaxed, and everyone was relaxed, thinking, oh, this is a trade wind route sail, it'll be very easy. Half of them reckon that was the worst leg of the whole race, from Recife to here. So anyway, that's a bit of a quick overview, and they'll give their interpretation of what happens after that. So thanks to the volunteers. Now the next one is the managers. We decided to run this race completely differently. Every one of the entrants has a manager who is directly responsible for their own safety while they're at sea. They're responsible for everything. Jane and I sit on the sidelines. We sort of look after the managers. We give them all the help, a bit of training, things like that. But that system, with the managers being responsible, helped Jane and I a lot, and it really worked. But it scared the shit out of the managers, I've got to tell you. They were paranoid sometimes, you know. And so they're like Jane and I. We've been living the MGR, and the managers have been living it intently, right? So we want to pick two managers for the moment. All the managers will also get a bulkhead plate. Brenda and Nikki. Brenda and Nikki, I'll give you your plates now. So we just want to give a shout to the managers. I think that's yours. And Brenda, there we go. Thank you very much. We should do a shot here. Okay. Yeah. Do you want to say, Brenda? How was your experience?
Testing. I felt like I had a baby again, because you're always listening out for when the phone was going to ring or all that. It was just always on your mind. So, yeah.
Okay. Nikki?
I'd probably explain it as having a second job. So it's essentially going to work and then looking after Dan and making sure that he's safe. So, yeah, it was intense but incredible at the same time. So very lucky. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, we are intensely grateful for managers, and the other managers will all get you your plates, you know, so that's okay. So, yes, thank you very much. And our scribe. Now, Graham couldn't be here. Now, this is crazy. Do many people here know about Graham, our MGR scribe? Graham is an author, a journalist, writer and so on. And to give you an idea, on the last week of the journey of the MGR, he would write a weekly report. It was 12,000 words, took you 45 minutes to read it, and every bit of it was fantastic to read. And he did between about 5, that was the most intense, 12,000 on the last one was crazy. But he'd write 5, 7, 8,000 words every week about everything that was happening. And all the entrants would ring him every other week. They'd have a phone conversation, he'd get behind it and so on. So there's already been like about 10 books. It's all online in sequence if you want to read about it. But Graham will now write the book of this inaugural mini globe race. So, and it may come out by about September this year. So, and he's a volunteer. We don't pay him. He does it all for nothing. So, thanks, Graham. and yeah, it'll be a very interesting book, believe me. So, yep. Now, the other thing I want to point out, you've probably seen all the trophies here. This is actually a model of John Guzzwell's tracker. And as you know, when we set off, it was the 70th anniversary of John Guzzwell's trip in Trekker. He left in 1955 in a 20 foot and a bit timber boat that he built in a fish shop, or behind a fish shop. And he sailed it around the world over a period of 4 years. And so he was the first person ever to actually circumnavigate with a little boat. And most of us have read the book. I read the book when I was about 18. And I thought, wow, how cool is that? You know, at the time I was building a 32-footer, which is a big boat, you know, and I still thought that was cool. And I've always liked little boats. And so, anyway, this whole journey, when we decided to build the 580s and sail around the world, it was an obvious situation that we'd recreate and sail in the footsteps of John Guzzwell. Now, at the time, he was alive, okay, and just literally weeks before he passed away, he agreed to be the patron of the MGR. Okay, yeah, it was an amazing story. So this is, and his family helped produce this model. So this is the John Guzzwell Memorial Trophy, which is for the perpetual trophy for the winner of the MGR. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you who the winner of the MGR is yet, but I wanted to explain the significance of the trophy. So that'll go on forever, and each of the winners will have their name there. And John Guzzwell's story is fantastic. If you haven't read it, he wrote a book. Now I've got to remember the name of the book. Yeah, Around the World in Trekker. Yeah, anyway, but yeah, just Google. It's crazy. I have a blank every now and then. If you just Google it, it is really worth a read, especially in the context of the MGR, because we were moving a lot faster than he was, but some of the legs were very, very similar, and the team here experienced similar things. So John Guzzwell, a big part of what goes on. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just counting the number of bottles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What happened was, when 15 sailors set off from here, they were all given a ceremonial bottle of this rum, okay, and told to take a tot in every port and then bring the bottles back and sign it, and we'll have 15 bottles on the wall for the Antigua Sailing Academy here. And some haven't brought their bottles back. Now they're going to have to give us a short, 2 or 3 minutes of their journey around the world. They're going to have to explain why they don't have their bottle or what happened to their bottle, right? And then the results of that will be determined whether they get a new bottle. Okay, so that'll be where it starts. And I think the British consul John is going to present the bottle of the rum. You can probably come out, John. I'll give you a seat here. I'll give you a seat, and you can decide whether they're worthy of receiving that bottle of rum, okay? And if you say no, you get to keep the bottle, all right? So, okay, so first of all, we'll go through the retirements. They're not going to get one anyway, but we all know Mike, Popeye. I think, Popeye was a real character. In fact, my story for Popeye was really quite interesting because he's a young fella like me, and he gets on with people. He's single. And I tell customs what's going on with all the boats arriving and all this. Here's a list of all the boats, and blah, blah. And very quickly, the customs lady came back and said, thank you very much for your services. It's fantastic. Great. Good job. Boom. End of email. 5 minutes later, where's John? Where's John? Mike, rather. Where's Mike? 99. He's not here. So she misses him. Anyway. Mike retired in Panama. It was all getting challenging, and also he was thinking about the money side. So he sailed back to Australia, though. Then there's John. He was 100. There was 99 to 100, father and son routine. Okay, and John kept going to Fiji, but again he was beaten by finances, because once an Australian leaves the Australian coast, they've got to ship the boats back, and he just ran out of money. It was frustrating for him. Wasn't the boat or the course. He would have loved to keep going. Gary, another Aussie, he shipped into here. You may have remembered he came across, put his boat together in a container in the yard over there, and he had to qualify. So he left here a little bit late. He had to go out for a certain number of miles and come back. He missed the start, but he sort of caught up a little bit, and then in the end he was caught the same way. But he sailed through Fiji and went from Fiji to Australia. But when he got to Darwin, he then retired as well. It was a financial thing, and he grabbed a trailer, took a car from Sydney all the way to Darwin, picked up his boat on the trailer and took it home. But he is going to join the race again in 2029 in Darwin and keep going. So that's it. Now Dan Turk, Little B from Canada, great guy, a lot of fun. We all loved him in the race and all that sort of stuff. Everything was going fine until he had a health issue when he got to Fiji. Had some inspections and stuff, and it was a bit of an ongoing thing, and he was required to go back to Canada for some medical treatment. So unfortunately that meant he had to retire from the race as well. Okay, so by the time we left Fiji, we had 11 sailors, okay, and all 11 from Fiji made it all the way around, which is crazy. So that was cool. So we've now got the finishers and see who's going to get a bottle of rum. So we come straight to Josh. Now Josh was an epic trying to get here. Some may remember he left from Florida or up north of Florida. Yeah. Windward all the way down, just a nightmare, and arrived just days before the start. It was just crazy, pushing into the breeze. And nearly, he left America. 2 days later, I get a message from his manager saying he's going to give up. He can't, it was just new boat, blah, blah, blah. And on that note, I'll pass over to Josh and he can give you 2 or 3 minutes on his story for and what happened to his bottle of rum.
Okay, yeah, to carry on with that, like, I had never sailed a boat offshore. I built it myself, obviously, and then the first offshore passage was to sail it here, 1,650 miles. And so it was clinking and clanking, and, you know, there was, this was falling apart, and that was falling apart, and I was like, I'm never going to make it. And I owe it all to my manager, Kathy. She basically was just like, you know what, tomorrow is a new day, and everything will be different. You know, because I had constant headwinds. I was constantly battling the headwinds. Not nearly as bad as poor Eric did, but we did it together. Yeah. But we did make it here, you know, and he says that I made it to the last minute. I was 45 minutes before the start of the mandatory meeting or something like that when I tied up to the dock. So, yeah, it was just by the skin of my teeth, you know. And unfortunately, my bottle of rum did not survive to every port. I drank most of it in the doldrums. So it did help me survive that leg, though. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey, you know. I really thank Dawn and Jane and everybody for putting everything together, and all the skippers. We've just become such good friends, you know. These are like my family now, you know. It's hard to believe that it's over, you know. Like, this is kind of closure. Like, if you're reading a novel, this is like the last 10 pages, you know. It's time to like put this one up on the shelf, and so it's hard to get past that. But we've all had a great time, and it's been an epic journey. Like, I never really cared about how I did in the race. I just wanted to complete it, sail a 19-foot boat that I built myself around the world. And so I just sailed for comfort and basically cruised the whole way. And like Don likes to say, we made it all look really easy, but it was actually the boats that made it look really easy. They did all the work, you know, and for us it was just being able to endure mentally and physically. You know, it was the being away from your family for so long and being, you know, isolated for so long and everything like that was really the challenging part. The boat did all the sailing, so I was just along for the ride. But what a ride it was. I really can't complain, you know. Like I said at the beginning when we started this, like, all the crazy things I've done in my life, climbing big mountains all over the world and stuff like that, people would always say, oh, you're going on the trip of a lifetime, you're going on the trip of a lifetime. And I'm like, well, this is just the trip for this year, you know. But this, I think, actually was the trip of a lifetime. So, So, yeah.
Did you bring the bottle back?
I did bring the bottle back.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually my original. I'm not a fraud.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. We saved that. We'll give him that one. Okay.
Everybody else is getting egg rolls.
Yep.
Well, rum in the doldrums. You needed it just for that.
I
So
did.
Thank you so much. Well
Awesome.
done.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And a bit of an Antigua reminder as well.
Okay,
So-
excellent. Beautiful.
And we got to give you your
Oh my gosh.
Circumnavigators.
Okay, my hands are full
trophy.
already.
Stay here, John. This is your Circumnavigators. I think that's yours.
Is this?
Yeah.
Is this good?
I've got glasses. I think
All
that's
right,
yours.
I think so.
Okay. Well done, mate.
All right.
You're now a solo circumnavigator. You've got the globe to prove it.
Yeah, all right.
Photo shot.
Yeah, cool.
In the middle here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think after all that, I'm the first American to circumnavigate solo on a boat under 20 feet. So.
Yeah. Oh, very good.
I will pass it back to you.
Very good. Thanks, mate. Okay. So you go on the end of the caterpillar this one. This one. You're down here. And you've all got to scoot up that way. Yeah, going to go because Jazz will be next. Okay. All right. Well done. Yeah, we'll keep popping them out. Okay. Well done, Josh. Okay. Next one. Ertan. Yes. Your number. Yes, single last. So Trekker. This is Trekker. Ertan's got the best boat in the fleet, by the way. Trekker. It's just a fantastic boat. You did a good job of that, Ertan.
Thank you very much. It's only one piece.
Yes. Okay. Go for it. And remember, there's a bottle of rum at stake here. So.
Well, I must say I have to make a confession about the rum. When we arrived to Tonga, after a journey, you want to be attached to land. Well, I do anyway. And we were in front of a restaurant called Kraken, and even though his pontoons were not suitable for rafting up or putting our boats, I went on my knees. I said, please, could we put our boats next to this pontoon? And he's agreed. And so before I left, I presented my bottle to Kraken, and Eric gave me another bottle to bring here. So I must tell you, tonight, yes.
An empty
in
one.
fact, I actually found another bottle in Pigeon Beach. Well, Arzu did, and then Eric pointed out that that's not the right bottle. I said, I've got the right bottle for you. And so anyway, let's get that out of the way.
Okay. And your trip.
And also, I want to give my bottle to, we had a boat that followed us all around the world, and he helped us a great deal. Mike Peckham, he's here somewhere. And I want to give my bottle to him wherever he is. So if you allow me to have my bottle, I will give it to him. So, but anyway, I would like to say, sorry?
He has got nice coffee.
Yeah, he has. Yes. I want to say thank you to Don and Jane for incredible amount of moral and personal and financial sacrifice he's done for us to do this, entertain ourselves. And so I'm very grateful to them that we are all here. And I'm also obviously thankful to my family that they followed us around and tolerated us all this time. And I'm very, very happy to be here. And it's great that you are all here and you sent us off in a wonderful way last time. So thank you so very much to everyone.
Thank you. Yeah, he's probably... Ertan. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I got to...
Here we go.
Yeah, if you get the trophy... Hang on. Two lots.
Yeah. I think it's this one. Let me put my glasses on.
Is it?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, cool. And we've got to give you your Circumnavigation Globe. Congratulations,
Thank you
Ertan.
very much
Very
indeed.
good. There's
Thank
that.
you.
And I need to tell you something before he gets away with this. You notice he didn't say much about his trip? You know why? He spent the whole trip watching Starlink movies on YouTube and at live sports and all that. He's just forgotten about it already. When's the next series start?
Soon, I hope. Very soon.
Yeah, good job, Ertan.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
fantastic.
much. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So next one. Thank you for your help, Ozzy. Jasmine. So Jasmine, when she left here, she wasn't a sailor. If you had have asked her, she said, "No, I'm not a sailor." And now all I'll say is she's not only a... Oh, actually, we've got a film to show you. Jane, the film. Yeah, someone hold this while Jane does that. I'll hold this. There's a little film here. It's for... Do you want to explain it? Yeah, you can explain the film.
Yeah, so there's a film about my swim. If anybody knew, I swam...
Hang on, Jane. Turned off.
I swam around St Helena. But first, could I please actually ask nobody take any pictures or videos of it, because it's not officially released, and I'm not meant to. You're not meant to see it. Yeah. So, are we doing the film now?
Yeah, we do it now.
Right, we'll
right
do
now.
the film now, and then I'll talk about my rum.
Yes. Okay. About 3 minutes.
Tell me about it. Doubting direction, doubting what's it going to do. I don't doubt my swimming ability, like I can swim, but it's just the unknown elements of how big the waves are going to be, how strong the front is, and also I'm scared of the dark, you have to touching me when I'm swimming, and scared of sharks.
Are you scared to overcome them?
Just to be honest, yeah, just not scared.
So you believe in yourself?
Yeah, like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's only going to be dark for a few hours. Once you're over that, then, like, it's alright. And then it's the bit where the sharks are, and I will be swimming very close to them.
That was mind-boggling when it happened, and 24 hours later, she's back on the boat and on her way to Recife.
Yeah, so the reason I did that was to prove I actually am a swimmer and not a sailor. But in hindsight, definitely like a daft thing to do. But it was just like obviously incredible. The story behind that, relatively briefly, was the yacht club had put on a bit of a fish fry and it was a bit of a party for us all. And you know, the typical question that everybody asks, as I've been asked a lot tonight even, was, so what's next? What's next? I was like, nothing, but if I'm going to do anything, it's probably going to be more swimming. I said, oh, why don't you swim around St. Helena? I was like, what? And I said, well, how far is it? I said, 24 miles. I was like, well, I can probably do that. And then said, well, it's never been done before actually, but like in about a couple of weeks' time, there's some American people coming to like do it for the first time. I went, oh, we can't be having that. We can't be having that. And so I was like, right, well, exactly, yeah. Thing is, right, okay, I've got nothing against Americans, because right, my best friend Skooks was on the boat, he's American, okay, but I and helped me do it, wouldn't have been possible without him. But yeah, and then, so apparently like 24 miles around, working out the currents, I was like, right, okay, it's 15 to 17 hours, I think I can do that, I know my own abilities. Turns out it's actually 30 miles, which makes a big difference when you already know your own limits. And there was sharks in the water, so I did get pulled out of the water because there was a shark on my feet. Yeah, anyway, we did it, and it was really, really choppy, horrendous. Everybody was being seasick. Biggest memory was actually looking up, seeing where the boat was, seeing the filmer, what cameraman, like being sick over the side of the boat, and then like literally 30 seconds later, just seeing all his bits come underneath me. Like, seriously. But honestly, you get used to stuff like that. But yeah, so anyway, we're here to talk about sail. I feel like both Skooks and Ertan like rehearsed this. Everybody's saying, what are you going to say? I have no idea. But my rum, so I'm going to be very honest with this because I'm a very honest person. My rum, we were in Fiji and we'd already drank 2 bottles of coconut vodka. And I was like, I've got a bottle of rum. So we drank the bottle of rum, and I was very much like, this is a very, very important bottle of rum. We cannot lose this at all. It's very, very important. Don't really remember much about the rest of the night. And then I was clearing up in the morning, and I was there like, right, there's the 2 bottles of vodka, there's, you know, the crisps and the rubbish and all of that, like packing it all away. I was like, where's my rum bottle? Where is my rum bottle? And it was nowhere. And I think it's because I told everybody how important and special it was. Somebody had taken it, because they were like, it really must be. But even though it's only important to me. And so I was like, oh, I need to find a bottle of rum. And then we got here and we realised actually like, they've changed the bottle design. So I was like, oh no. So then I spoke to Bob and Sue, who run Sailability, and they were like, we've got a bottle. So I was like, okay. And then I went to get it out of the car just now. I was like, oh, it's clear. And then I went to the bar and I saw they had 2 green bottles behind the bar. So the lady at the bar thinks I'm a proper weirdo. But I was like, do you mind just pouring that rum into my bottle and I'll take your bottle? Like, please? So like, she was like, what? Like, do you want a rum? I was like, no, I just want your bottle, but without the rum. Like, anyway, so I've got my green bottle, I've signed it, but it is in pristine condition, and I tried to scratch up a bit of the label to make it look like it has gone around the world. It really hasn't. Okay. But that's how desperate I am for you to give me another one.
That's pretty good.
Right, conversations very like that. And clearly, you just have to go back to Fiji now as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and your circumnavigators, bravo for a sailor. You're actually a sailor now, get it? Yeah. Photo. You get in fact, go this way. Go this way. Okay. Thank you.
I do just want to say though, like, we've just spoken loads about the swim, but I need to definitely say like a bit more about the sail and say thank you to so many people. It's amazing how many people have even just like come here, could not have done it without so many, like the Rotary Club in particular being so supportive, and then the fact that even one of my sponsors from Econ, Katie, like you've come back out again. You were literally here like the other week and then flown back again to see me. It's just absolutely amazing the amount of support. Social media's like blown up. I'm not somebody that actually cares about that stuff, but just like the comments, it's insane. The messages that I've still not replied to now. Just a massive thank you to anybody and everybody that's like watching and made all this happen, made the swim happen, and made like, it made me stand here right now and get a trophy. So, cheers.
Thanks, Jazz. Yeah, very good. Quite a story yet to be told. All of these people, when they go home, they'll be telling their story for a long time, which is fantastic. Okay, so Eric with Sun Bear, another one who didn't make the start, and he's got the second best looking boat in the fleet. It's yellow.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Oh, hi everybody. Yeah, look. Firstly, thanks to the National Sailing Academy. We really appreciate your support, and all you people that have come here tonight to celebrate our amazing achievement. I'm sorry, but my bottle of rum, I pretty much demolished it by the time I got to Panama. I left a small bit in there, which is in the bottle now, and I also give Ertan a spare bottle, which, as he said before. So we tipped a tiny little bit of rum in there as well. So look, thanks guys. An amazing journey, just incredible. Sun Bear kept me safe the whole way around. The guy who built it, Michael Moyer, he did a magnificent job of building the boat. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. So that's really thanks to Michael. I was up at Shirley Heights this morning with Brenda, my wife, manager, and I was looking out over the ocean, and to the horizon, and I'm thinking I really can't come to terms with this. How far we've travelled, all these guys, and I just still can't. It blows me away that we've travelled so far in these tiny little boats. I'm still in noddy land at the moment, trying to work out what the hell we've done. But look, it's an amazing journey, adventure. These guys, our family, I'm going to miss them so much. They're just an incredible bunch of people. You really are, and they're just lifelong friends. Just incredible. So anyone who's thinking about doing this race in the future, I'd recommend you 100% have a crack. Thanks to Don and Jane, and all the volunteers, Christine, and been so many, Mike, they've helped us. There's so many people, Mark off Coconut, which is not here tonight. So all these people, there's been heaps. Rob, they've helped us so much, so thanks to them. And that's about it. So
hang on. Eric, it's not over yet, because I'm sure a lot of the people here now don't know that you actually fell off the boat, and they would love to get your short story of that.
Yeah, okay. This wasn't a great time for me between Rodriguez and Mauritius. I was on the bow one night, and the boat was doing about 5 knots, and I had the A7 up and a head sail. Anyway, I decided to go up in the bow, and I'd furled the head sail, and decided to get rid of the spinnaker pole because the wind speeds were getting up. Anyway, a wave hit the side of the boat, and it took me and the spinnaker pole straight off the side of the boat. So luckily I was tethered, and it wasn't fun. So I got dragged on the side of the boat for quite some time. Anyway, I managed to get back on the boat, which I was thankful for. But I honestly thought I was gone. It was pretty traumatic. Anyway, I've got over it now.
Good on you. Hang on, you got your rum coming. Thank you, Eric. That's very good. Okay.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. Oh, that's Eric. Okay, Eric. Oh, go for that. Your Circumnavigator's globe.
Okay, mate. Yeah, thanks,
Good on
mate.
you. And I got to say, we were all worried that Eric wouldn't have continued, but he did. It was an amazing story, and thanks for sharing it, Eric. That's fantastic. Stand here for the photo. No, hang on. Get the photo. Set shot. Okay. Good job. Thanks, mate. Okay. Whoops, we're getting some feedback. Okay, so Christian, that's a whole story. Christian was the one that was still building his boat in Fiji. Yeah, quite an interesting story. I'll let him tell you all about it, and I'm not sure what happened to your bottle. Good job.
Yeah, I was actually building the boat still to Fiji, or I still got stuff to do, so I could need some help if anyone is up to. First of all, I'd like to say thank you. It was just amazing how you guys sent us off last year, and I still, in a way, can't believe that I made it around the world in a boat that I built myself. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. We had such a beautiful journey, 13 months going around the world. It was in race mode, so when it comes to my personal feeling, I didn't have enough time really to get connected to people and enjoy the beautiful places that we've been. So for me, it won't be the last circumnavigation, that's for sure. And what I've seen so far was just a great world, and there's something that bothers me a lot, and I want this to share with you to maybe get you as well a little bit more aware, just to share my experiences, how much trash and pollution we found in this ocean. When we came out of Panama, it was just crazy. If I just would have caught it with the net, just the small path that Argo was going through the ocean, the cockpit would have been full at the end of the day. And we've been to beaches, inhabited islands, and the pollution is just awful, and it's almost impossible to get that back to or in the landfill or whatever to recycle it. So please be all aware of that, and share this. Besides that, I had beautiful experiences, like going through an ocean with fluorescent plankton all around the boat. The wake was really glowing, and I had dolphins coming up and playing around the boat. It's just beautiful moments. We've been to beautiful places, beautiful beaches, had amazing sunsets, amazing sunrises all around the world, and that's an unforgettable experience, and I really want to thank everyone who was involved in that, and who helped me personally to get around, and thanks a lot for that. And then what's one of the most important things I have to say tonight is I want to say thank you to my friends, the MGR family, to meet you all guys at the places that we've been, and we all experienced the same kind of things, and it was such a pleasure, and I'm really honored to call you friends, and it's just amazing. Thank you so much for doing this whole thing, and coming around the world with me. So it's amazing. So finally, when it comes to the bottle of rum, I have to be honest as well. I remember when we finished the bottle of rum, it was in Rodriguez. Jakub has beaten me on the passage. He was still before me, and we arrived pretty much at the same time there at anchor, and we've been sitting in the morning till sunrise in his cockpit and having a rum, and I can't actually tell what happened to the bottle, but I have to say that the English Harbour rum is probably all of our favorite drinks, so so we've got plenty of these bottles, so you can be sure of that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, mate.
Well, you definitely deserve more. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now for this one, I'll come around here, give it to you this side. Well done, mate. You've now got the
Don,
solo second over to go. Thank you, mate. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's amazing
Okay,
to be
turn
here.
around. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good job, mate. Yep, fantastic. Okay, it's interesting. I think it's fair to say that we've got 11 here, and no two are the same. Every character has an incredible backstory, and they're all crazy. But anyway, so Jakub. Oh, here we go. Now, this is, I'm not sure whether he's going to talk about pirates or fairies or goblins or whatever, but good job, Jakub.
Thank you, Dan. Well, I like to start with a bottle problem around here. So, unlike my friends, I have no problem with the alcohol. So I brought my bottle in full. I mean, like empty, but yeah, I managed to bring it back. Well, as probably you all know, we went through the enormous adventure, and we saw the things, we experienced the things, but like we all have a slightly bit different approach. There's many things we have in common, but I like to share with you that like for the first 18 years of my life, I grew up in a communist time, so I didn't know what is the passport. We had no passport, we couldn't travel. So I read a lot of books about sailing around the world, about sailors. Like sailing was with me all my life. I started sail before I kind of started to realize I'm sailing. But I knew I never gonna leave a border of the communist bloc. So, and then obviously life routes that are changing, then taking you to different places, especially the kind of hooligan like me. So yeah, I was like kicked out of the school, I was kicked out of the army, I was kicked out of the many things because I could never fit to the like discipline and schedule. And there's many things I started in my life, I couldn't finish them. They were like, I knew that they're not the things that I'm supposed to be doing. So finally, when I got divorced with my wife, and it was like peaceful even. There's no bad thing about that. But then I said, okay, now is the time I can start sailing. So I was searching for some project, what to do, and then I found the MGR, and the trigger was because the designer of the boat comes from my home place in Poland. So I said, okay, this is it. I go for that. And all of a sudden, I start telling everyone, look, hey, I'm building the boat, I'm just sailing around the world. Yeah, are you kidding? No, seriously. But somewhere deep inside, I did not believe that. I just did not believe that. And the first thing was like excitement. And you know, you're overpowered, you have a heart. Oh, I gotta buy a few plywood. What's it gonna cost? Like, no, I was fluent with the tools and stuff. So, but when I started to build, checking all the others' blogs and exchanging the information with the others, then I started to kind of doubt, like, well, I never sailed the ocean actually. I sail like Irish Sea, the Biscay Bay, around the Scotland stuff. I thought I'm a pretty good sailor, but the ocean is a like different story. So, and the more I was into it, I had the more doubts. And because I had to work to make some money to pay, and then the work to build the boat, like after a year, my hands I was dragging them behind me, like I was really down. But somehow, you know, getting into this community, like talking to Don and the guys, I stopped thinking about the other things. This is my route. I'm just going this way, and it doesn't matter what. And when then there was meeting the reality, sailing the Biscay Bay, first storm, kicked my balls quite badly, and I said, well, all my life I thought I'm a sailor, but I'm only put in the wrong place. I'm doing the wrong things. So now I start doubting, am I bloody a sailor? Like, I'm shaking this. But let's make a start line. We see what the others do. You know, we see what the others do. And then I met with Adam. We start kind of making like you know epic friendship and start. And then we set off to the Atlantic. and like big rolling waves, trade winds, like 25, 30 knots all the time, and then I just barely can manage this boat. This small bloody boat, and I started to exchange some messages with my manager John, who is a very experienced sailor. And then was like, John, I'm pretty stressed. I'm kind of afraid, and I'm thinking maybe when I get to Antigua, it's going to be all over. I just finished. I can't handle this much of the stress. And he's like, what are you stressing about? I said, well, my biggest stress is a boat, if the boat's going to break. But, well, why do you think it's going to break? I said, John, my boat was built by the guy who did it first time in his life. He never done this before. But then obviously I read the thing that if you build the boat for yourself, even if you do this first time in your life, 100% is going to be way better built than any fabric built boat. So and then I said, okay, when I get to Antigua, I will rethink in my I will make the decision. And every leg was kind of somehow difficult. Every leg I had some of the doubts, but every leg like taught me new things. And obviously being in a community with my brothers and the sisters, so we exchange emotions. Less about which line is for what and what you do, how you trim the sails. It was just a like fraction of it. Mostly it was emotion. And what I found, everyone is afraid, everyone is scared. It's just it's nothing wrong about this. It's just how you manage this. Like although everyone talk to himself, on the sea. And you know what? There's no problem if you start talking to yourself because you're a single-handed sailor. The problem starts when you have to repeat because you didn't listen. Yeah. So, but the thing is, for all the journey, my thinking about that project was, I'm bloody hell selfish. Okay. I put all I had into this project. I'm enjoying myself, living my dreams, and I left my kids behind, I left my friends behind. I got lots of help from my friends' support. This was enormous, and I wouldn't be able to be here without them. That's for 100%. So, but all the time I was feeling like selfish until we passed the Cape Town, and everything started kind of dropping down, emotions, and then we started to realize, yeah, we just nearly done that, It's just that now we're only on the way back. Like Cape Town was a big point for us. So, but now I don't feel selfish at all, okay? Because it wasn't easy. I put my blood, sweat, and the broken bones building the boat, which I'm extremely happy about what I've built with my hands. And so they're not only for the fighting; they can do things. They don't destroy. But now I can see how many people get inspired, and this is something I wasn't ready for. Okay, and I'm really happy. I don't feel selfish anymore. I feel happy, and I feel really privileged to have a family like this. I feel like part of the big sailing family community, and what I like to say, thank you for all the support, all the good words, and let's see for the next adventure.
Okay. You didn't know what happened with the bubble.
Well, well done.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
And it'll be up to you whether you drink it or share it.
Okay. And your
Some of that as well.
circumnavigating globe. Okay. You're a surly circumnavigator anyway.
Thank you, Don. All thank you to you, Daddy.
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. Imagine if we got 20 of these guys doing this next time. Jeepers. Good job. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Okay, good job, mate.
Thank you.
Okay, you didn't have to tell the bottle story. Okay, so no, that's later. Yep. Okay, Adam. So I'm not going to say anything. You're in esteemed company. Good on you.
Thanks, Don.
I'm afraid I've got not a great story about the rum. I can't give you much insight. I remember opening it, and I remember who was on the boat when I opened it, but I don't remember what happened after that. So I can assure you we really enjoyed it, and I'd love to try and do it again. So if that's enough, thank you. Before I start, I'd just like to tell everybody who doesn't know, I've been supporting the Ella Dawson Foundation. There's a family called the Dawsons who lost their daughter aged 24, and I'm really, really delighted that they've made the big trip to Antigua. We've got Jane, Kevin and Tasha Dawson, so big shout out to them. So for me, this has really been a big adventure with an unknown ending. I think I knew there was a certain amount in my control, which was building the boat and getting to the start line. And I did that. In fact, I got early to the start line, which was great. So, but then after that, really, the idea of sailing across an ocean, it was very much one step at a time. The Atlantic I felt was probably too much for me, and it very nearly was too much for me. And then we regrouped, and it was really one step at a time. So I think on almost every respect it was an adventure into the unknown, because we didn't know whether the little boats would get all the way around. We didn't know who would be there at the finish. We didn't know what problems lay ahead. And I had all sorts of encouragement. 90% of it was really, really good, strong encouragement. But a few people said, "Oh, well, it's been nice knowing you," and all this sort of things. So yeah, we really were going into the unknown, and I think there's been a lot said about the MGR family. None of us, I don't think, would have had the confidence to do this without Don and Jane. I think they are a great enabler of these sort of things. I definitely wouldn't have been on the start line without Don and Jane. So they were the starter, and then. As Jakub said, and I think a few others have said, we just fed off each other. Certainly I did. I'm not a very experienced sailor, and I was feeding off all of these guys all the way around, both in terms of technical help and also a lot of emotional help. And as Jakub said, we sort of thought when we arrived at places, why do I feel like I do, and why was it quite so difficult? Why was it quite so amazing? The ups and the downs. And then you realize everybody else is sharing the same sort of issues, so it makes you feel that you are part of it and you're not an outsider in it. It's been certainly the best adventure I've ever had. I don't think I know how I could ever top it. The idea of sailing back into Antigua and seeing the Antiguan hills coming across the finish line was just the most wonderful feeling. And I couldn't have done it without the support, particularly of Kari, my wife, and Ray, my joint race manager. All this lot were 110% to do with, and I really, really mean that. I wouldn't have done it without them, and also the support that we've had from everybody along the way. So thank you very much. It's been absolutely wonderful.
Very good.
Hope you enjoy this one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Must be this one. Yeah, this will be the one. Okay, your circumnavigating globe.
Thank you.
Well done, Adam.
Thanks, Don. Thanks a lot.
Fantastic. Hang on to that. Official photo.
Thanks.
Fantastic.
Great.
Good job, mate. Okay. Oh, got to get the microphone. What happened to the mic? Where'd the mic? No, not that one. The other one. There it is. Okay. All right. So now we have Pilar, one of our two women. Well done.
Thank you. I go to try explain my history in English. It's a Pilar English. It's not a British English. It's not Australian English. It's not a. It's my Pilar English. Okay. I go to try explain in English. Sorry, my bottle is not here. because I tried to drink this rum. The first time I tried to drink, I cough a lot. It's not possible for me. Then I tried to cook, but it's very, very strong, my food. Another day I tried for sleep, drink a little, but no, it's not. I think it's not a good idea. And then I have an idea. That idea was I want to try put water. Rum in the water in the ocean. I go to see what happens. The first day, I have all my boat full of flash fish. Full. Maybe I count. Maybe 89 fish. Okay. But I think it's not a good idea because all the fish are died. No. I think, well, okay, I can do. When I arrived to the Indian Ocean, I put more rum in the ocean, trying the ocean was more quiet. Not possible. And the last idea was I go to put all the rum on the water. I go to send a message for all the world. And then I write a letter, is good. I put the letter inside the bottle, I close the bottle, I threw the bottle in the water. Maybe this message can arrive in one week, maybe can arrive in 2 months, maybe in 20 years, I don't know exactly. But I remember I write in the message. In the message say, thank you very much for this big experience, because it's the more important, special experience in my life. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's it, isn't it? Well done. Right, no. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
There we go. You're a solo circumnavigator now. Perfect. No, thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay. Okay. So, wrong one. Okay, next one. Yeah, next one. Okay, so we've now got to the serious end of town where we'll have 3 people who are on the podium, 3rd, 2nd and 1st. But before we do that, and when that happens, Your Excellency, I wonder if you'd like to present the 3rd, 2nd and 1st prize shortly. Okay, that would be a great honour for both the entrants and all of us, so thank you very much. But one of the things that we always have in all our events is the Spirit of the MGR, in this case, award. It's someone that Jane and I and Rob and people within our own organisation consider to be the typical type of person that we had in our mind that would enter this race, you know, following along with the ethos of the race, building their own boat, expressing themselves, going through the whole roller coaster of what's going on. And we have here the trophy for the Spirit of the MGR Award, and we decided, as long as he doesn't talk too long, that it should be Jakub. Jakub, in our mind, he typifies everything that we ever imagined. Sometimes he's a pirate, sometimes whatever. He jumped in the water with our microphones one time. He nearly broke my back when he arrived, and then he punched me in the nose, and just crazy. So, Jakub, well done, mate. You're quite an ambassador for the MGR. Okay. Now, as long as you only speak for 1 minute, you can say something, and I'll time you. Okay. Hang on. Let's do the official photo first. All right, then you can start. Yeah. Okay. In a minute. Official photo. hold your thing up. No, hold your thing up. Yeah. Okay. Good job. Away you go. 1 minute.
It's totally unexpected. I don't understand that. But, well, if that's spirit of the MGR, please don't teach kids to be such hooligans. But thank you very much, Don. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
Oh, good. That's it. Cut. Give us this. Good job, mate. Go sit down. Mate. Okay.
I'll swap out for the Governor General.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so he was meant to go the next one there. It has his name, I think. That was awarded to the sailor. Keep going. There it was. Jakub won the Spirit of Adventure Award for us, and I mean they're all unique individuals. It's, you know, when this sort of stuff happens, how do you go with it? And I think it was his costumes all the time, or you know, whatever. But yeah, good fun, Jakub. Thanks, mate. Okay, so now we're at third place. So third place, it was quite an epic. So I think we'll present you with the trophies first. We'll forget about your bottle of rum unless you've got a good story, and you say whatever you want. But if I ask you, Your Excellency, to come out, and we will, there's a few things to present here. This is Kari. So this is third place. So if you come out, Kari, this is third place, and that's there. We'll get the photos. Yep. Oopsie-daisy. Yeah. Okay, and that's his circumnavigator. Yep. Okay, so you can put that one down now, and then I'll give this is the circumnavigator's globe. I can present that to you. Right. Okay, that's the circumnavigators. Okay, and your bottle of rum and your bits there, you better do a rum shot for the rum people. Okay, and that one too. Then I'll give you that. Would you like to say something, Your Excellency? Yeah, just before we go.
Yes, just wanted to say what a pleasure it is for me to be here tonight. I remember I was here when they were about to leave, and they've all come back, and so we're glad to have you back. I say welcome back. I want to congratulate Don for choosing Antigua as the place where this thing started and ended.
Yeah, fantastic. No doubt.
I think it contributes to Antigua being the yachting capital of the Caribbean.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to congratulate everybody who took part. Not just the people who are winners. I think the fact that you had the courage and that conviction and the discipline to have taken part in something like this, you ought to be highly commended. And we hope that this will continue for many more years. And I love to see the number of persons who have come out tonight to witness all of this. And Elizabeth, and all the persons who are involved in the sailability here, I think you've done a wonderful job. You've created the platform from which this thing can happen. And so I want to also commend you for that. And let me say, long may this last.
Thank you. If you'd like to stay there, if you'd like to sit here for the next one, is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Kari, do you want to say a few things? Yep.
Your Excellencies, Elizabeth, Dennis, loyal supporters of the National Sailing Academy here. I know many of you at Ian Garrett's excellent presentation, so I know that you're really the stalwarts who support this wonderful centre. I cannot express deeply enough how emotive it was and euphoric to be returning here to Antigua at the end of our voyage. Now, the observant of you will have noticed that we're a year in arriving, but actually our elapsed times were around 6 months. So we haven't all been having too tough a time. And that probably explains why we've drunk most of our rum. The rum was a very prescient idea from the Academy. Joseph Conrad said, "There is no such thing as an infidel in a storm at sea." We pass safely upon the dominions of the ocean only of the accordance of the gods. And in this case, we're talking about Poseidon in Greek, or Neptune in Latin for the Romans. And we used our rum as we crossed the equator twice, once off the Galapagos and then coming back into the Northern Hemisphere off Brazil. And so my bottle of rum was used, much like Pilar's, but not in pursuit of flying fish or calmer seas, but just to seek that safe transit across the Dominions. And I think as a consequence of us all having our English harbour rum given as a gift before we left, it is remarkable that in an ocean race around the world in small boats, that was not without significant risk to individuals, as you heard from Eric, everybody made it home safely. And I, for one, am utterly delighted that we are still a union, a fleet, and all the words that have gone before me about what we witnessed of the environment, what we felt about plastics in the ocean, our desire to make that case to a broader audience and to make people aware of the parlous state, particularly of the Indian Ocean. The Atlantic is not too bad, although the Sargasso weed is quite a challenge, sir. We're going to continue to do that. And you've heard all that, so I'm not going to say much more, other than to thank, if I may, my sponsors, Harkin and Rooster, my manager, Sid Wareham, somewhere over in the corner, and Jenny, his wife, my family for their support, and also you, because I know you support the National Sailing Academy, but there was a huge audience out there that also supported us through social media and the like, and made this such a big event globally, beyond the 11 sailors that you see who finished. When I left you with the thoughts of Audrey Sutherland, and I said, this is all about go simple, go solo, go now. And we met many great friends. We made great friends through the cruising community as we went around the world. And the advantage we had, while they were all waiting for spares to fix their freezers and their satellite communications and their toasters and their microwave ovens and their radar systems, our boat's so simple. We just sort of point her in the right direction, cross an ocean. And it's remarkable when it's that simple, the nonchalance with which you can undertake such a challenge, and the ease. Now, I've slightly more trepidation about moving back to Britain with origami, and I'm looking for a weather window for that, but I think that will not be without its challenges, but I have every faith in the boat. So instead of Audrey Sutherland, I'm just going to quote Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. This is not Kansas, no?
Not Kansas.
There's no place like home. Thank you, Antigua!
Thanks, Kari. Yeah, that's exactly right. So, okay, so second place. This was a bit of an epic between Renaud and Dan to get around in second place. And I've got to just bring up the fact that it's kind of neat. You probably know we do the Golden Globe Race, the Ocean Globe Race, and now the Mini Globe Race. And all three of them, we've always had one from my hometown and what used to be my premier club. And that's Dan from South Australia and Adelaide. Well done, Dan, second place. So this is his second.
Congratulations. Good job. Thank you. Let's hold on. That's right.
Okay, fantastic. All right, Dan, and now you've got your bottle of rum. We've got to give you all the silverware. There's your Circumnavigation, mate.
Thank
Good
you
on
very
you,
much.
buddy.
Thank you.
Okay, and your rum and your goodies bag. Jeepers, you better do a rum picture as well. Yeah, they're quite cool. I'll back up on the rum. Well, you got to do a picture. Do the picture of the rum. Okay. Good on you, mate. Okay, there you go.
Thank you, guys. The first thing I want to do is just bring up my wife, Nikki. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here, so she's going to do this whole talk with me. Without her, this wouldn't be possible. I mean, many of you probably know the story, but I was one of the first, actually the first day that these plans come available. I actually bought the plans. I'm harbour number 5, and I was surprised that actually four actually had it in front of me. So I was like, oh, okay. And then Don came to Adelaide like probably 3 months later, and he was telling the story about the whole Mini Globe Race and what's going on. And I remember he got me up and he said, oh, this is one of the builders, and And everyone there was just like, what is going on here? Like, I mean, Don will tell the story, but everyone was just like, what are you doing? And people were saying, don't do it, you're going to kill yourself. And people were telling me it's a coffin, and you're going to lose your wife. And like, the things that people were telling me was just out of control. And it's all true. And I guess I'm going to go back to the rum just to start with. And I know Renaud, you're going to hear from him next season. He won the race, but I think I won the rum drinking competition. And I'm going to be honest. I've got a green bottle here, and I actually drank the bottle with a few mates after the start before we even got to the end of the night. So, and I got back here, and I went to the shop. I was like, okay, I've got a good idea. I'm going to get another bottle, and I'm going to drink it with all these guys. And we did that on Tapio's boat last week. And then Jazzy says to me after we finished, it's a green bottle we had. And I was like, oh shit, I got a white bottle. And then sure enough, she got the one green bottle here, and there was two. And I was like, okay, I've got to get the second one. So I've got the second one. But that's my rum story. And the other rum story is that over the course of the last 13 months or so, there was a competition between Renaud and I, but not necessarily from a race perspective. It was more so just like having fun and trying to make the best of each other. And I guess the first thing I want to say is thanks to Renaud for pushing me and also for being my mentor for this race. He hates me saying that, but he was, and that's the reason why I am where I was in the race. And so thank you very much, Renaud. But a couple of times Renaud would say to me, Dan, why are you going so fast? And I'm saying, Renaud, I'm drinking rum. And he goes, okay. And then the next thing you know, the next ping, he's faster than me. I said, Renaud, what are you doing? He goes, I'm on the rum now. So thank you, Renaud. Other than that, it's been an amazing experience. This whole year has been incredible. Nikki, I owe everything to her. When we started this race, like I started building the boat. I didn't know how to even use a plane, and I built a boat, and now I was on the podium, and I'm second overall. It's incredible, and it's all because of her and the kids for letting me do this. We sold the house to do this race, and we got I'm starting again, but we're talking this in the unit before, and we're saying, this race is going to bring things, and I'm sure it's going to do it, and we're so positive that this race is going to create opportunities, and I fully believe that. And thank you so much for Nikki for being by my side and allowing us to do things that most people wouldn't allow you to do. So if it wasn't for her, thank you so much, Nikki.
I think if I could perhaps talk on behalf of all the campaign managers, I think that this experience has been incredible. But I think what has really made the race, and thank you to Don and Jane for giving us the opportunity to do it, I think it's the human side of the race, and it's having all of these beautiful sailors, and each one unique, and their family, whether it's Val, whether it's your loves, whether it's Kari, whether it's your son and your brother, whatever that looks like, your mum, Brenda, Stephen, Azu and the kids, Susan Harrison, she deserves her own medal for this. Ariane, your beautiful sister, your beautiful family. You should be so proud of all these guys. They've achieved amazing things, and from behind the scenes, we're there to push. We're there to love them.
Nikki summed it up, but thanks again to Don and Jane, and of course my family here. You guys are amazing. We've actually got there's a local Australian guy, Peter Rourke, who's actually made these little cleats for everyone, including Don and Jane. It's we've got Tassie Sassafras, Australian Silky Oak, Queensland Maple. All these guys get one, and you guys as well. So thanks to Peter Rourke for doing that for us. It's amazing, and I love everyone.
Thanks, mate. Thank you for that. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, it's a big family for sure. Okay, so
you finished now?
No, one more. The winner.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, so now Renaud. I mean, what do you say? I still think he could have gone faster. I think he was just staying just a little bit in front of everyone. Every time they put it on, he put it on. But Renaud coming up. Great story. Great story. And, yep. Okay, so first of all, this is the perpetual trophy, the John Guzzwell Memorial Perpetual Trophy. Okay, we're going to get good photos. Okay. Right, we'll put that one down. Okay. Yep. That will go right there. This is the one you get to keep. That's your winner's trophy and your circumnavigating globe, and also this is the. Okay, so we had leg 4 from Recife to Antigua, and there's only one winner in a leg race, and happened to be the winner of leg 4 as well. So that's leg 4. So this is another shot. Your hands are full. Look at the camera.
I cannot shake the hand.
Yeah, you come. Yep, that's it. Yeah, this is the winner shot. Yep. Yeah, well done, Renaud. Then you got your bottle of rum. You better put those down. Don't get them mixed up. You need a rum shot, I suppose, but anyway, that's fine. Bottle of rum and your tourism one. Thank you very much. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. That's it. Okay. It's all yours. This is your bundle as well. Yeah, don't get them mixed up. Okay.
Yeah. For me, it's a very special moment. I never thought before the start that it will happen. I've been through many things during this race, but first of all, I want to thank a lot the fabulous work of Ertan, who make my my boat manager. Yeah. The boat manager is it's some person very important for the solo sailor. With Ertan, she was here at any time I need to talk, I need to text, even a smiley, and this is helping a lot. Yeah. Secondly, I want to thank a lot as well all the people who was involved with this race, from all the competitors and also the 4 who are not here, because they are also part of the mini globe race. I want to thank you, of course, Don and Jane, and all the pit stop we were. There are so many people who invite us, who help us for everything. Wow. Then, about the rum. I love rum, okay? But the English Harbour 5 years old rum is especially good. So I did say that I will drink a bit at each occasion, maybe alone, or maybe with some friends. So in any stop, it was the case. And I finished my bottle of rum from Antigua when I passed the longitude of Les Sables d'Olonne, where I launched Capucinette, the first time in the salt water. And this day, my bottle of other rum, Kraken, lost the lid. So I put my Kraken in the English Harbour bottle of rum. And the bottle is here. There's still a little, and we put a mention, mini club race, Capucinette 28. And I wish to give this to Alison from the National Sailing Association. Thank you. And maybe you agree and don't agree as well, as there is a little bit, but it's not Antigua rum, it's Kraken. To drink a bit?
Drink a bit now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think you have to drink it out of the bottle. I think after you, then you don't catch mine. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay.
That's the first in 3 No, not so much.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then for the story, Don is always saying, I want the Transat, I want leg one, and so, always first, pushing hard when the others are coming. And when you look to the video or to the picture, always with a smile, and it looks so easy on the media, but it's not easy. This race is something very difficult. I did not build the boat, but I think Dan, who is the first builder of the race, was much more difficult for him to do everything. Then, living here, arriving in Panama, I had an accident. I was nearly not continuing the race, was just able to walk a week before the start in Panama. But I've seen that going to Panama, I had a good speed and good tactic. So I said, okay, let's change the adventure to a race. And the thing of my accident make me staying at bed a long time, so I've been able to study a lot the currents, the wind, going to Marquesas, and I choose a different route from the others, and that's make me advance until Fiji. So it is not something I push maybe a bit more when the others are coming. Of course I try. I prefer to be in front than after. Yeah. Then at each stop, it was preparing the boat, preparing the skipper, and being with the others. Sometimes a bit away, because I like to be on my own. And I was a bit, maybe not terrified, but anxious about the passage from Mauritius to Cape Town. And because we have very small boats, there are many stories, which are not stories, they are true. And yeah, and it's happened for me. I was along the coast in the north currents with north wind. It was windy, maybe 30 knots, 35 knots at night. The wave was not big, but they were a bit aggressive, and they were not exactly with the wind. And I went inside. I was only with the jib, was tired at this moment. Went inside, had the electric tiller, and eat something, drink something, look where are the others. And at the moment I tried to go sleeping, the stern of the boat just lifted with the waves, and my keel is wobbling, so it was starting brr, and it finished and on the IS I was 17 knots, and the boat just stopped in the next waves from the bow, feel completely the cockpit. Fortunately, all the hatch was closed, and yes, this was a hard experience for me. That was very hard. After this, I did think about a few minutes after, and I said, what should I do now? So I went out, furled my jib, put my A7, put main down 3, and I said, no, stay here, just go. I think it was what they call in English a rogue wave, a pyramid of waves, and it was the only one in this area at this moment. So this is part of my story around the world. I am so happy. I am over the cloud. I am still very tired, and yeah, I wish to all of us to do some fantastic adventure race in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Renaud, but don't go yet, because there's an old man trophy. There's a seniors division in class in leg 4. And Renaud is not the oldest, but he's the fastest oldest, right? So you actually were the winner again of the seniors trophy for leg 4. So there we go. There you go, Renaud. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So okay. Thank you. All right. So I think we can just click that through and see what's next here. Renaud, look at that, a winner. And again, next one. Thank you. Okay, so that's sort of like the end, but it's not, because basically you can imagine, how do you get 11 guys and girls? I always say guys. When I say guys, it's still for Pilar and Jasmine. You get 11 guys going around the world for over a year each. It's impossible for them to try and describe everything that's happened. The reality is most of them, I think pretty much every one of them, has had the mast in the water more than once, okay? Kari's trip from Durban to Cape Town was epic, 6-7 metre seas, big winds, all the rest of it, it was just epic. Dan went through a 70 knotter in the middle of reefs at night time and all that sort of stuff. That was epic. He rang his wife, really worried at the time. Well, Josh never did, he wasn't even going to make the start. Jasmine, I got to tell you the story. When we left Lagos, right, Jasmine didn't have any idea how to use her hydrovane wind vane. So I set it up, literally, she couldn't work it out, I set it up on a beam reach and said, just leave it like that, and when I say go, when you're leaving port, just engage it, just turn it on, and then you'll work it out after that. And that's literally what happened, and now she's a solo circumnavigator. Ertan is a sailor of some renown, twice in the GGR, and got down to Cape Town, missed the family and communications, couldn't handle it, retired a happy man because he got the Golden Globe race out of his system, and then weeks later said, Don, I'm going to do the MGR. And I said, what? And so he bought Tracker, and he's now gone around the world with the great assistance of Starlink. He's our heaviest user of Starlink. Sailed really well, looked after the boat, and now a Chinese chap has bought Tracker, right? And I'm going to highlight this a little bit because it shows you all these boats are going to sell pretty quickly. A lot of them already have. We are probably talking to 30 to 40 people that say they're going to come back and do the MGR in 2029, including this really nice Chinese chap, right? From all over the world. You've got no idea what's happening in the background, okay? Eric's going back to Adelaide. Eric's the oldest bloke. He's typical dinky die Aussie, I think if he's an Australian farmer, we call him cockies because of the way, the accent he's got. And Coffs Harbour, yeah. And, what a guy, that's a whole story in itself. Only just started, when he found about the race, had to buy a boat, didn't have time to build it, he's there. Christian spent how many years building the boat? 2.5 years, and literally within months of the start in Lagos, he was still, like I just said, no way. I said to Jane, he's never going to make it. He did, and kept building, and he's still building. The claim to fame for Jakub is when he finally rang me, I still remember the conversation, it was an email conversation. He said, look, I'm going to build this boat, but there's too many people going and there's only 20 entries. So how can I make sure I'm going to get in? And I just said to him, I said, just keep building, you get to the start line, we're going to let you go. And he did. It's a whole huge story with the Irish and the Polish. Adam says he didn't think he was much of a sailor. He's a complete fraud because he's a sailing instructor in England before he left. But he only started sailing 7 years ago from now, and now he's a solo circumnavigator in a little tiny boat. So he's going to get so many bookings as a sailing instructor. And he did an epic job with Ella. Ella's a whole story in itself, so that was really cool. Pilar's a ship's master, all right? She's already done 2 Transatlantics in Mini 650, Class 650s, and she stepped into the 580 with not a lot of experience because in the first leg from Lagos to Lanzarote of the Transatlantic, which was her qualifier, I was completely blown away, really impressed because she was right up there, right? And I said to Jane, distinctly, Jane, I remember, I said, wow, she's hot, she's going to do okay. When she gets onto the dock, the first thing she says is, Don, how do I use this thing? Which was the wind vane, right? She had no idea, this is true, word for word, she had no idea how to use the wind vane, and she just sailed 600 miles and keeping up with the boys, and she said, Don, what do I do? And I said, what? And she basically hand steered all the way, and just very little sleep. So we talked about it, and I think she knew how to use it when she left Lanzarote. Now, Kari stepped down from an aircraft carrier in the Navy. He's a pilot as well, sinking helicopters, is captain or whatever, and gets into his little dinghy, and it's the start, right? And everyone's away, and there's Jasmine caught in a no-winds hole down there somewhere. Everyone's gone, and Kari's still struggling to the line, but then he finally cracks the kite, And I had Peter, who built his boat, built origami in the back of the rib, and Ertan, who built Jasmine's boat in the back of the rib, because they're both mates. And it's Etienne, not Ertan. Etienne, who built number 2. And they're all mates. We're sitting there saying, hey, you guys did really well, eh? Last and second to last, and just going, you know. But then Kari hoisted his number 3, the biggest kite, and just Kari just rocketed off, you know, just took off. It was very impressive to see. And I said, well, this is going to be interesting. So every one of them's got a story. Now, I would bring that back to, and Renaud. Oh, Renaud. Well, I've heard Renaud, the guy who built Renaud's hull and deck and everything, the same one that built Tracker, and then I finished mine and he finished his. And we met in Les Sables d'Olonne for the first time. You sailed down to Les Sables d'Olonne. And we tried to hook up. I was really busy as usual, but we hooked up there and I took photos and bits and pieces. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I didn't really know a lot about Renaud at the time, but obviously it started to fall in place because you had a bit of a classic trip going down to Lagos, which is another story. But anyway, he's made his mark and he's right up there and yeah, very impressive. So just relating it back now to the book will be out in September and it'll be a condensed version of everything that's going on here. So remember that if you want to know some of the key elements of the story, Graham will do a good job. Yeah, I've got to make sure I don't forget anyone. I don't think I have. Thanks to Rob, thanks to Georgie, also on our team, and so on. We will be back. We have a transatlantic race at the end of this year, so the boats will arrive in January, and we think there'll be a fleet of about 10 boats. So this is from Lagos, and then Rubica Marina in Lanzarote to here. Kari will be the race director for that. Okay, so he'll be race director for the event, so he's going to be father of the fleet, you know, keeping an eye on him. So that's the transatlantic, and then we come again in December of 2028 will be the start of the next transatlantic, which is the qualifier for the 2029 mini globe race. Okay, and so those transatlantic guys will arrive here in January of 29, and then we'll be off again. I mean, Elizabeth and Alison and the board or whatever have agreed that it's okay to come back, and we're very happy about that. So thanks very much. When we were here, you may remember I gave the Academy a globe last time that we were here. So there's no point in giving a globe, but we're going to present now 2 things here to both Alison and Dennis, if Dennis is around. This is the Burgee of the Globe Yacht Club, okay, and it's signed. There's only 4 of these in existence. It's signed by all the entrants. So should I give this to Elizabeth? To both of you, Elizabeth, would you like to? If you can come over here, okay. Come over here and we'll do the official photograph. So thank you very much. So this I'm not sure which is more important, the empty bottles from 9 of them to put on the wall, or this Burgee of the Globe Yacht Club, and I think it goes around this way. All right. Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah. Yes. No. No. Yep. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. And thank you all for your donations tonight by coming here. It helps the Academy. Yeah, Alison, come into the photo as well. Yes. Yeah, come in with a photo. So, yeah. Okay, and in fact, hang on, I'm going to do something here. I'm just going to, why don't we do this as well, because it's all relevant to the MGR. Yeah, we're going to do the group shot in a minute. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. I have another one here for Dennis, but I don't know whether he's here. No, I don't think Dennis is here. Is he there? Dennis, where are you? Dennis. Woohoo! Thanks, mate. Yeah, Falmouth Ocean Club. Here we go. This is. Hang on a sec. It's around that way. Yeah. For a man who's got everything, you've now got something very special. Thanks, mate. Thank you for your help, mate. That is brilliant. Okay. Thanks, mate. Okay. Yep. No worries. Okay, we're going to do a group shot. I'm going to get all the entries here. I think I've remembered everyone. Yeah, I think that's... have I forgotten anything, Jane? No. Okay. Oh, yeah. There is one thing that I've got here somewhere. It was on the table there. That's still it. I'll give this to Alison. This is... I can't stress enough that the MGR literally is Antigua's first ever around the world yacht race, and it's going to go from strength to strength, and it's going to happen from here once again in 4 years' time. So I just thought we'd present a globe to the tourism department of Antigua, so they can put it on their bench somewhere or whatever, and throw it around with a bit of pride, because it really is quite special. We, in the Golden Globe and the Ocean Globe, we struggle to find places, and we do okay, but we really do feel at home here. So if you could present that to the Minister of Tourism, thank you very much. Yeah, okay. Oh, yes, tourism. Okay, so that's really it. I just thought I know it's late, and so those that want to, we have a saying, I say this politely in Australian, if you want to bugger off, bugger off. But if someone wants to ask a question, why don't we just take 4 questions? Is that okay? If someone would like to ask a question of anyone here, does anyone want to ask a question? No, that's it? Okay, yeah. Hang on, someone over here wants, oh no, we'll forget it. All right, so that's it for the evening. Before these guys and girls take off, we're going to do a group shot right here, just with your trophies. So if you can all come out here in front of the, do you want to put the other frame up on the TV? Just a group shot.
Eric and Jasmine went to the bathroom. They'll be right back.
Oh yeah, okay. So cool. Okay. Yeah, thank you for coming, everyone. We'll just take this group shot and then we're done. So thank you very much.